Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Algorithms vs. Experts, UFC 286. I'm your MMA Sleepless Sharp. He is Professor Violence. And we're going to give you some UFC 286 picks, breakdowns, analysis. Please don't forget, this time and every time, like, share, comment, subscribe. Interested to hear your thoughts. Comment on anything. Comment on our breakdowns, our picks. How about something that you like, you don't like about our channel and about our work? We like critiquing. You can critique us. It's fine. We've been bringing you some shorts. We put out a few shorts. Our betting shorts, hidden gem so far, 2 winners, 1 loser, and you got another one coming out tomorrow. One pending, which is Kamaru Usman, but that's not really a hidden gem. Josh, how you feeling?
I feel fan-fucking-tastic. I threw like 37 white belts today. We had a promotion ceremony, the first one in like 6-ish months, and I swear to you, at least 25 people got promoted.
Damn.
Every single person that got promoted got thrown by each of the black belts, except for my wife, who got strangled because she's pregnant.
Nice, easy.
The coaches were like, you can't throw a pregnant lady.
No, you can't.
You do, and I was like, we strangle her, and he's like, I'm not strangling a pregnant lady, and I said, I will absolutely.
Easy. See, Professor Violence. He takes it too far sometimes, guys. We're sorry.
No, for real. There's pictures.
He's actually a great husband and father. Don't believe it.
I ex-choked my wife because she got promoted. My wife is currently 33 weeks pregnant.
She's a brown belt now.
I really strangled a pregnant woman.
Congrats, Chris. Brown belt.
She's
brown belt, Chris.
She's a one stripe purple belt.
That's the promotion.
1, 2, whatever.
One stripe purple belt. So she'd be a brown belt on the East Coast, but in the Midwest, she's only a one stripe purple.
Oh my god, dude! On the East Coast, she would have been black belt a year and a half ago.
It's so crazy. You guys train 2 years for like a stripe.
Yeah, man, dude, you guys get blue belts in 6 months on the East Coast. I was a blue belt for 3.5 years, and I trained 4 days a week for that entire 3.5 years. By the end of that, I was training 5 times a week.
Yeah,
6 times a week. A year later,
that's crazy. I wish I had that luxury to train 4 or 5 days a week. I would do it in a heartbeat. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was 17, 18. Like I didn't have a life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying I would like to do it.
Life.
But damn, that was a part of your life.
That was my only life. It was the only thing I ever did. 14 times a week, jiu-jitsu.
That's it. I was born and I started jiu-jitsu, and that's what I am. That was it. Mm-hmm. I didn't do anything else along the way.
My daughter ran out in the middle of the mat today to ankle pick one of the girls that got promoted.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a move.
Yeah.
That is some ninja shit.
Grabs her leg. It's her babysitter. And she goes, ankle pick. And I'm like, look at that. Do you see that 18-month-old taking grown-ups down? Beautiful violence.
That is. Wow.
All right, John, what do we got going on this week?
Oh, man, welcome. We got UFC 286 over the pond, matinee. Your main card starts at 5 o'clock. But let's go over a quick. Are there any hidden gems on the undercard? So to me, one sticks out. So gave you Kamaru Usman, which isn't a hidden gem earlier in the week. To me, Joanne Wood, formerly Joanne Calderwood. I think she's a hidden gem. I think I bet her at minus 160. I saw minus 200, minus 180.
Minus 165 and Carolina is plus 140.
Yeah. Geez. I mean, Joanne Calderwood is still, yes, she looked bad her past couple fights, but look who she's fought. Let's not get out of control here. And she's literally had a great career and has fought everyone, and she's done well against everyone. I mean, Joanne Wood is.
Let's look at who she lost to in those fights. All right, Alexa Grasso,
yes,
current champion. Talia Santos,
yes,
title contender. Lauren Murphy, title contender. Jessica I, title contender. Jennifer Maya, title contender. Andrea Lee, top 15. Caitlin Jakagian, title contender. Jessica Andrade, title contender. Cynthia
Yeah.
Calvillo, damn close.
The thing about a lot of those fights is she was either like a split decision or just a mental blunder of a thing. She does make a lot of mental blunders.
She's 7-8.
She
She can't
forgets.
grapple. She can't
She
grapple at all, and she forgets that she can't grapple.
she can clinch. She's
She
good.
is a very willing, but very unable grappler.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind her. Like, I don't mind her takedown offense.
But let them
But
back up.
I'll agree. Her takedown defense is pretty not the best. And when she's down there, yeah, it's like game over because as you can see, she gets finished in a lot of her losses. And I could think of 2 submissions offhand, Jen Maya and Thing. I don't know if she submitted. I think she got, Talia Santos submitted her too. Yeah, so 3. Yeah, that's like 3, and they're all. I think they're all rear naked chokes. So yeah, she's not a.
One,
She's not a grappler at all. Luckily, she doesn't have to worry about that at all because Luana Carolina is not going to grapple. She wants a kickbox. She wants a strike, and not that her
Carolina real quick.
not that her
Carolina
kickbox.
has a winning record in the UFC, but
She might.
she does. She's 3-2 in the UFC, but her losses are to Ariane Lipsky and Molly McCann. Those are bad losses. Her wins are
Lipsky's a bad loss. Yeah,
who's not impressive.
she's
And
not
I
there
didn't
anymore.
see the Loopy fight. I had high hopes for Loopy, but Loopy's not done particularly well in the UFC either. And then she
Loopy
fought Priscilla
Loopy
Cachoeira early.
Loopy took that fight though on a short notice and thing, and you could see, and she gassed. She was trying to. I think she was trying to win 2 fights in a week, and yeah, she gassed. She won the first round and was taking Carolina down, but after that, Carolina kept stuffing her, and I believe she went up in weight. She went up in weight to fight Carol. So she wasn't getting her down.
Yeah. So that doesn't really count either. Like this fight looks on paper, at first glance, like it should be even. This is not an even fight. They fight the same, and one of them's fought everybody. One of them's fought almost no one.
Yeah, and she does it better. Like Joanne Calderwood has really good volume. She's gonna hit. She will hit you. She doesn't have power, and thing, but yeah, she's gonna. She should if she didn't have that like if she didn't have such a bad look in the eyes right now, like she's lost 3 fights in a row and she's looked real bad in the last 2 of them, and they were against title contenders and the champion, and she was maybe a little younger. I think she's thinking like no, she would be like minus 400 in this fight. So I think, but I don't think she's done enough to say she's done yet. She's got to win this fight. If she doesn't win this fight, then yeah, she should probably hang it up.
So the things that I looked at is. Look at Joanne Wood's strikes landed per minute, 6.76.
Yeah.
She landed a lot of shots.
High
She
volume.
landed 2.25 more than she gets hit. That is very good. Also, 2.76. We're gonna see it in a minute. That's damn near Justin Gaethje levels of violence. That is ludicrously high. 4.64 is also high.
Oh yeah,
and she's crushing the other high activity girl, right? And then you see like Luana gets hit a little bit more proportionately, but like, look, if somebody's gonna take down, it's JoJo. Can this girl stop takedowns? Sure. And is she active on the ground? Yes. So as long as JoJo keeps us on the feet, she has equal accuracy, better volume, and better defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right. On
absolutely.
paper, like 100%. This should be a Joanne Wood fight,
unless
Luana's like hiding some stuff on us.
No, there's nothing hidden. I don't think nothing like that. Luana Carolina's path to victory is come out and grapple, but she's not a grappler, and that's not how she fights. This should be a kickboxing match, and yeah, Joanne Calderwood should be able to outvolume Luana Carolina. As we've seen some of her fights, she can fight 3 rounds, but not Joanne Wood's got advantages here.
All right, so your first fight in the main card, John, you got Marvin the Italian Dream versus Roman the Caucasian. Which he's from the Caucasus Mountains, so like he is a Caucasian, but also come on.
Yes.
You live in America now.
That's it.
Yeah.
I
So,
like it. The Caucasian.
what are your thoughts?
So my first thought on this was, I can't believe Roma Delise is disrespected in the betting line again, and he's like plus 250. Marvin Vittori, I saw minus 300, and I was like, how? Why? So I didn't want to jump, and all right, let me analyze. Let me not jump on this, but it sticks out to me like, no, Roma Delise, he's been finishing everyone. Like his style, it's just he hits you with a power shot. Is he a minute winner type fighter? No. So I had to look into a little more, and
Like a guy who's built to decisions? Is that what you mean by minute winner?
he's not gonna push the pace. He's not gonna control.
He's not going to win every minute of the fight.
Yeah, he's not gonna be the winner. Like judges want to see you win minutes. Like you know, they want to see your volume. They want to see you hitting. Yeah, Roman Dolidze hasn't been that guy thus far, but he's still his power, his submission games. They've been stopping everyone, and he's found a way to do that. He definitely lost the first round of Jack Hermanson, and I watched the replay of it, and he definitely looked lost at times trying to keep up with Hermanson's footwork and speed and striking ability. But he once his game started going, you know, he really put it on Jack Hermanson. I mean, he put him in a crazy calf slicer and then put him in a position where like he couldn't defend himself. Like he's just helpless and getting pounded. Like it was either like get TKO pounded out or give up your calf, you know, and he chose to just
he gave up his calf. The submission wasn't there. Like the legit finish wasn't there. He was just trapped.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, like he didn't want the right. He was just
like there was nothing else that Roman Dolidze was going to do from that position to make that submission worse. He would have had to change the position to make the submission worse, and then he wouldn't have been able to pound his skull in anyways. Right? Like,
got it.
The ultimate, the value of a submission is the ability to keep you here for long periods of time, and if you do it wrong, your limb snaps, and it makes you easier to fight later. But if I can just keep you frozen and batter your skull in, like winner, chicken dinner. You'll tap to something, your torn calf or the brain damage.
Jesus.
That's how fighting works, man.
Professor Violence, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I like it. No, I like it. It's a good dose of the game. You know, it's too romanticized on TV nowadays. It's still a very violent thing.
Oh, dude, I think it's beautiful and I love it.
Yeah,
I'm in a deep, serious relationship with this game, but this is also how I speak to my students as they do this to each other, and they giggle. Like this is just the reality,
right?
Which makes
it exciting. See, it is. Look, you get chilled.
All right. So who are you picking, Jonah?
Well, I mean, I looked at Mark. Yeah, and then you know what is one thing Marvin Vittori really does do well. He does come forward and he will pressure you. He won't stop. He's insanely durable so far in his career. He's never been finished. It's going to be so. I can't really think Roman is going. If Roman can't be the minute winner, is he going to finish Vittori? I don't know. Vittori's real tough. Did he get beat up by Robert Whitaker last time out? Yeah. You know, Robert Whitaker beat him up pretty good his last time out. But it's hard to. For what Vittori does well is that, you know, like he's going to be he's going to outstrike Roman. Roman's going to have to take him down, but Vittori's a pretty good wrestler. He's stout. His takedown defense is good. I don't think Paulo Costa took him down, and Paulo Costa is a really strong guy. I don't know if maybe he's not a great wrestler.
Took him down one time.
Oh, yeah.
1 of 1.
1 of 1. All right. And I don't know what he did. Oh, he went for a stupid submission, and Vittori got right out. Yeah, he went for a lazy, like I remember that now. He went for a lazy submission attempt.
Hermanson took him down twice, and Shoeface took him down 4 times, but that was 6 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, but I think Vittori's when Vittori takes you down, he'll usually do something. He'll try to keep you there, get some ground and pound, just enough. He doesn't do anything crazy to lose position, but he'll do that. So I'm gonna have to go with Vittori. I'm not betting it. I'm really not crazy about the line. I mean, the value's in Dolidze, but I don't think Dolidze can win a decision. So if you're gonna bet Dolidze, bet him to win by finish, and you get better odds.
Super inactive. Yo, Marvin Vittori is not active on the ground. Look at his number right here. Seven strikes in 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I believe. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
Dude,
I mean, he landed a ton of strikes on the ground against Kevin Holland. I mean, so I don't see.
That was the Kevin Holland fight that I just had up.
He kept him down. He kept him down, and he landed stuff. He just wouldn't lose position, but he would.
Look. Marvin Vittori, Kevin Holland. Control time. Marvin Vittori took down Kevin Holland 11 of 17 times.
Oh my God.
20 minutes.
Oh my God.
64% takedown accuracy. That all sounds like a Kevin Holland fight, but he only threw 64 strikes total, and only 16 of those were on the ground. He's not active on the ground.
I saw that. I can recall that. Now they would stand him up. Think about it. No one. They would have got stood up.
No, because you're still grappling. If this guy's transitioning through positions and I'm stifling his attempts and I'm like grappling gets volume too. Look at a Damian Maia fight. Damian Maia takes you down. He keeps you there for the entire fight. Almost never throws a strike. Right here. Now here's some place where you do see Vittori having a lot of volume on the ground. He took down Carl Roberson, had him down there for 2 minutes through 52 strikes in 2 minutes. Right? So he can be that dude. Who else? Cesar Ferreira. He took Cesar Ferreira down. 11 strikes in 2 minutes. That's a little bit more normal. He took down Adesanya twice. 3 minutes of control time. 0 strikes landed on the ground. That's not his thing. But the other thing is, Vittori doesn't have a thing.
No, I agree with that. He's not a finisher either. He doesn't have big power, but he can take big power and he can return.
Finishes 9 wins by submission, 2 wins by what did you call it? By KO. Let's see. He renegade choked Carl Roberson and Alberto Uda in the UFC. Other than that, all decisions. He's only ever gone to decision. Wow. So you should drop money on Dolidze by finish.
Yeah, if you want Dolidze, that's the value, I think. Yeah, I mean, personally, it's just I think you just watch it, but yeah, if you want to throw a bet on Dolidze,
that's pretty definitively.
You think Dolidze is going to smash him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then it's a great bet. Okay.
I forget what the line is. But
Vittori's minus 300, so you get good money. Well, we're putting Dolidze in a parlay if you really like him. Like, yes, let's go.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that this isn't one of those like I'm kind of being cheeky. I genuinely believe that Roman Dolidze is going to smash Marvin Vittori, and I am saying that a little bit hyperbole, but that is like a real feeling. I don't see a reason why Vittori should win this fight, given what Dolidze has done to other people.
Yeah, I'm telling. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I thought that too, and then I have to give respect to the betting line a little bit and be like, well, wait, is there a reason this guy's this high? And I find factors and stuff, but I still don't know if he should be minus 300 just because he might be the minute winner after what we talked. Maybe he should more be like minus 200.
He is going to be the minute winner. Yeah. He's going to be the minute winner, but once they end up on the ground, like I believe Roman Dolidze has the best fighting closed guard in all of the UFC. Repeat that. I believe that Roman Dolidze has the best combat-based guard in the UFC. Better than Oliveira, who's actually not that impressive from the guard. He's very impressive on the ground, but that's not his thing. Better than Damian Maia, same thing. Who's the other one that everybody loves when they fight off their back? Paul Craig. I think Paul Craig has an argument to this, but he is the Roman Dolidze has the most complete guard.
Yeah,
He
you've been
is
saying
violent
you've
from
been
his back.
saying that.
He is immediately looking to off balance you, and those off balances chain into submissions, which chains more into his strikes, which takes him
Hmm.
to top position, and then he puts you in positions you can't leave. Dude, the people from Georgia are different, and like I don't want to make it about that, but like look at them, just look at them. They're fucking different, and
Mm.
this guy is uncommon amongst uncommon men.
All right.
Leads it hands down.
I mean, you talked me into it. I'm pumped.
Your
Let's
next
go.
fight of the night, everybody: Jennifer Maia versus Casey King O'Neill, or is it
Mm.
King Casey O'Neill? Now,
Mm.
what you
Good
got for
question.
me?
I don't know. So Casey O'Neill is kind of a UFC darling. She's been big out.
Thank
I
you.
was I was big on her first couple fights when she was like an underdog because I thought she was really good coming into the UFC. Now people are just really getting on her over. I think she was like -800 against Roxanne, something weird. And she looked good. She's striking. I mean, she outstruck Roxanne, but I don't think striking's not her go-to. It's not her the best part of her game.
Casey
She
O'Neill.
wants Yeah, she wants to take you down and she wants to submit you. She wants to take you down and pound you out or submit you. Yeah, she got off a lot of strikes against Roxanne that turned into a stand up. But she's coming off an injury. She hasn't been around. She's plus her that was her last fight, and I got to question the overall talent of who she's faced. The first two girls she beat in the UFC, like they're not there anymore. She beat Antonina, which to me, I mean, a lot of people beat Antonina,
That
and
was a
Antonina had her in a terrible position, a crucifix, and she got out of it and ended up getting a TKO win, and then she outstruck Roxanne in what shouldn't have been a split decision. Casey O'Neill should have won the fight 29-28 across, but somebody gave Roxanne the third round. So she got outstruck by Roxanne in the third round. I mean, so Jen Maya is I don't know if you want to call her a gatekeeper, but she's put together a really good. I mean, she's got a good stand up game. She's constantly moving. She's got really good head movement um, for her division and weight class, and she's a really good puncher. She's a good counter puncher. She's a good She's a good first. Follows things. She follows things up well. She doesn't just go. She's not one shot out. She's not 1-2. It's usually 1-2 followed up with a kick or something good. And her takedown defense is pretty good. Her takedown offense is pretty good. I mean, as we saw, she controlled Valentina for a while. Like she started that. Like when other girls now you saw like I wanted to, like let me try to take Valentina down. If I can't beat her on the feet, like then Maya was the first one to do that. Um, so I think this is a big step up for Casey O'Neill. So coming off an injury, I don't know if I'm not really feeling the price. Like I don't know. I feel she should be a little bit. I, f- I feel she should be bigger just because she's been a much bigger favorite and people better. People are gonna side with her against Jen Maya. So there's kind of a reason why she's not a. She should be like I think she should be a bigger favorite. She's not, and I think this is I don't know. I think Jen Maya she's got a way of schooling these younger fighters. So I think she does it again.
Hmm.
I think
As you're
she's tough.
talking about this fight, I'm like, whoa, I don't think I did nearly enough research on this one because I'm looking at stats and like, first of all, let's talk about Casey O'Neill's real quick. Remember what I told you a minute ago was ludicrously high stats?
Yeah,
6.76. This girl's at 6'8", 6'5", and she lands twice as much as she hits. Hey,
yeah,
why do I like takedowns? Why do I like people who get takedowns a lot? Because it allows you to have striking differentials like this. I
yes,
can hit you as often as I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. This girl's volume is ridiculous. She barely landed any. There was zero strikes between either of them against Modafari. 2 takedowns, 1 minute of control time total. They landed. She threw almost 400 strikes.
Yeah, it was a lot of punches by both of them.
Insanity. But hold on, it's not just one fight like that. She was on the ground with Antonina Shevchenko for 5 minutes, threw 50 ground strikes. With this Lara Procopio on the
Procopio.
ground for 5 minutes, 23 ground strikes. Shanna Dobson, 7 minutes, 43 ground strikes. Yo, that's a pattern. This girl loves ground and pound. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's go back. Takedowns. 2.5 takedowns per minute. That's a lot. Jen Maya, takedowns per 15 minutes. 0.3 is the only person she ever took down a single time. Valentina. Like, what? Oh, when you're on the ground, you don't submit people either.
Mm.
You don't land as often as you get hit. Like, so where do we find the line for Jen Maya? Is it just that she's fought better competition? Because
Yeah, she's beat them, and she's beat some of them.
who did she
I
beat?
think
She beat Jessica I.
she did.
Are you a big fan of Jessica I? What about Joanne Wood? You a big
She
fan of
did.
Joanne Wood? What about
She beat,
Roxanne?
yeah, she beat JoJo when
Roxanne
JoJo
Modafferi
was good
and JoJo
thing.
Wood. But neither of those girls are title level
She
girls.
won her last. She won her last fight too.
Dude, I only watched King Casey fight, and I went, whoa, that girl's interesting. And now I looked at her stats, and I'm going, oh, that girl's a problem.
Yeah, I she is. But can she, based on the level of competition she was a problem for, is she going to be able to replicate that against Jen Maya?
Yeah, man.
Really?
I'm not telling you that she's going to look as ultra dominant as she did in some of the other ones.
Okay.
But
Well
Roxanne
then,
Modafferi is just as experienced as Jen Maya.
yeah.
Roxanne Modafferi is every bit as good as Jen Maya. So however good you think Jen Maya is, she beat Roxanne.
Well then we got to jump on Casey. Casey's got the value.
Yeah. I mean, plus she's
Huh?
minus 180, right? That's not like crazy. I don't understand value that well, but like
It's small. I mean,
minus
yeah, it's
180
like a
plus
small.
150. Yeah.
Not good enough. Yeah, that's not good enough then.
All right, your next fight of the night is Gunny Nelson versus Brian Bam Bam Barberena.
Ryan Bam Bam Barberina. Yeah. What do we expect out of this fight? What will we see in this fight? Hard for me. I mean, Gunny's about minus 500. I think RDA was about minus 500 against Barberina because he just has every path to victory and he's going to use it against Barberina, which is take him down and either finish him from the ground. Um, yeah, I mean, it's hard to see that that's how Gunny fights. The guy wants to grapple and get you down, and he's going to submit you, or he's going to beat you up the whole time.
He's not going to
So
beat you the whole time.
he's going to beat you up like he did
He lands
against
1.8 strikes per minute. He is not going to beat you up.
from when he gets his last fight. He landed plenty of strikes to try to loosen up a submission, but the opponent just wasn't. He was absorbing all of that punishment because he's just said, "You will not submit me, motherfucker." He's like, "You can hit me on strikes." I don't know if that was his last fight either.
That was his
I think
last fight. Last fight was against Takashi Sato, and he landed
so.
more strikes than he did in any other fight except for his except for his main event against Rick Story. Gunner's a super low activity guy. He had 8 minutes of control time, landed 33 strikes on the ground.
So he's making adjustments, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that actually is a really, really big change.
That's He might be, yeah, he might have been, but
Well, look at this. Gunnar Nelson, 4 minutes and 48 seconds of control time against Gilbert Burns. One ground strike, and he missed it.
He
Leon Edwards
missed it.
got 4 minutes control time against Leon Edwards threw 0 strikes. So
Yeah,
like
he wants. He's
he
gonna.
changed probably.
Yeah, he changed it. I guess maybe he was more of a. I'll get submissions. I'll just sit. I'll control this position. Eventually, you'll give me a submission. But guys get better. Look, Leon Edwards has great submission defense. Maybe maybe he's had to switch it up. He's finally realized, like, hey, I do have to change this because
Yeah.
people are really good at defending submissions right now, and I need to do something different to open up other pathways. But one fight isn't really a great example of that because he was a big favorite in that fight too. The thing Barberina has is Barberina just as weak and share the same pathway to a loss as his last opponent. So yeah, um, Nelson's going to want to take him down and get it. Just do what RDA did and either find a submission. Barberina has a. I feel like Barberina has a lot more offense and poses much more of a threat than Takashi Sato. But I don't know if can he knock Gunnar Nelson out or at least stun him. Like, is he going to hurt him? Like, is he that kind of guy, or is he more? He's more of a volume knock you out guy.
He drowns people.
Yeah,
Yeah. He goes to dark places that most people aren't willing to go to.
mm-hmm.
But so Barberena lands almost 6 strikes per minute. That's very
Mm-hmm.
high. Gets hit 5 strikes per minute. Gunnar
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like that.
No.
Gunnar wants to take Gunnar's striking is to set up his takedowns.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, and he gets a decent amount of takedowns. 1.6 takedowns is pretty good. 60% accuracy is pretty good. But at 60% accuracy is actually really, really, really good. Almost nobody has it that high. That's actually that is ludicrously high. Other really high people have 50. Most people have in the 30s. Most good takedown artists have high 30s to mid 40s. But he doesn't do anything on the ground until recently.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think, why he was struggling so much. So, I don't think this is one of those. I don't expect Barberena to be submitted easily. He's only got 2 submission losses on his record.
Yeah, Barberena he's a good defensive wrestler and get up guy. He's good with that. He just can't. He just can't stop getting taken down.
13 years ago, but if he can get back up, Gunner's not just going to take him right back down. If he can get back up, Gunner needs another minute and a half to set up his next takedown.
Right, which means the fight. That's a minute and a half that he's probably not winning on the feet either, or doing.
Matt
which
Brown
means the fight.
over and
The
over
fight.
and over.
The fight's going to play a lot closer than the line is insisting, but. I mean, they factor in things. It's definitely factored. It's definitely baked into that. At some point over 15 minutes, Gunner will probably find a submission.
I am picking Gunnar Nelson, but
Me
that's
too.
a lot because I'm a fan of Gunnar Nelson.
Mm.
I believe your money belongs on Bam Bam Barberena.
Mm.
I would not. I would never tell you to put money on Gunnar Nelson in this fight, but it would make a lot of sense to put money on Bam Bam.
Find other ways.
Absolutely possible that he is able to finish or not finish, but he is absolutely able to win rounds against Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson's not really built to win minutes. He's built to take you down. His striking is built to lure you in. He wants to hit you with one right hand. He wants to fall into the clinch or fall into his shot. Bam Bam puts too much pressure. Honestly, I don't think I'm picking Gunnar anymore. The reason that Matt Brown took him down 5 times is because he was out pressuring Matt Brown. Who out pressures Matt Brown? Right. So when you deal with pressure in boxing, if they're over pressing, you can only back up so far before you hit the wall. So eventually, what you have to do is they're pressing. You have to go into them.
Yeah.
You have to clinch them. That's how you deal with excess pressure. You have to either get their respect with some power, or you have to get their respect with a takedown. Right? They need to have something to worry about. Gunnar Nelson isn't the guy to just clear you off your feet in that manner. Right? And he's not. He needs some time to set it up. I like Gunnar. I genuinely hope Gunnar wins this fight. Man, I don't know. Put your money on Bam Bam.
We're gonna have a hell of a parlay here because we got to upset the underdog first. We're gonna have Delide at big money. We got Barberina at huge money. Oh man, bottles on your book.
All right, your co-main event of the evening:
Yes,
Justin Highlight Gaethje versus
yes,
Rafael Atman
yes.
Ataman Fiziev.
I thought for a second like this fight is going to be so great, and I can't wait to watch it. And I thought like, oh my god, is it? What if it's terrible? Like, what if they don't strike? Like, what if it just ends up being a real terrible fight? And then I was like, there's no fucking way that Justin Gaethje
Wow.
and Fiziev, yeah, like it's just like that road doesn't exist. Like, no, it's going to be a great fight. Rafael Fiziev opened up -300, so I was stunned. I was stunned. Justin Gaethje is a fucking beast. The guy's just awesome out there. All action. I feel he's gotten smarter. I feel he did not fight as smart as he did against Chandler versus Charles. He was pretty reckless and way overexerting things. And yeah, he knocked Charles down twice, I believe. And that, but yeah, he ended up once Charles got him. That was it. He couldn't get back up once Charles jumped on him, got his back. Man, so I don't think that I don't know. Is it? I don't based on the Chandler fight. I don't think Gaethje's chin is gone. I've read and saw a lot of people talking about how easily Oliveira like knocked him down, like hit him with a shot, and they think Gaethje's chin is gone. But Charles Oliveira hits hard. He's not a weak puncher. Like he's not. I don't know. I don't think off that you can say that Gaethje's chin is done and he's done. But why is Rafael Fiziev -300 over Justin Gaethje? He's more technical. He's a very technical. He's very elusive. He's definitely a better defensive fighter, or he's been than Gaethje. But Gaethje has made some adjustments. He's not as reckless as that guy. Man, Justin's got those fucking punishing leg kicks. Like he really has those good leg kicks, which is what he's going to have to try to do to slow Fiziev down a little bit because Fiziev's movement is really incredible. He's passed every test so far. Can RDA take him down? Does he have cardio? Can RDA take him down later rounds? Yeah, he passed all that test too. So I guess he is the favorite for a reason, but I don't know. What do you think? You think he should be? He's still sitting at about -220 over Justin.
So, do you if Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev trade, who do you think gets the better of a trade?
I don't. I think they both get each other. I would say
double knockout. You're both.
I would say Fiziev will land more strikes. I think Gaethje could land the more powerful strikes, but he won't be able to do it as often because Fiziev is more crisp.
Okay, so
I don't know if that'll hurt Fiziev either to the level that it needs to.
Tougher levels of competition than Rafael Fiziev. Agreed?
Yeah, I don't think that's yeah, that's definitely absolutely.
Justin lands 7.5 strikes per minute, gets hit almost 8.
Yeah,
Fiziev lands 4.8 strikes per minute, gets hit 4.9. Fiziev gets both of them get hit more than they hit, which means they are going to trade with each other.
Yeah.
Both of them get hit as often as they hit. Now, Justin has better striking accuracy than Fiziev. He has better striking defense than Fiziev. He has never shot for a takedown in the UFC, but he definitely has better takedown offense than Fiziev. Right? Where is this idea that Fiziev's like?
I don't know. I'm trying to shop for it myself. I mean, I don't know. He's
okay. He beat Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is very good. Dos Anjos is
and he looked really good in that fight. He passed tests. Yeah, he did.
But he didn't Do you like?
Well, he was the minute. I mean, he was the minute winner in the fight too, up until he got the
No, he
knockout.
wasn't. He was losing.
He was not losing.
Dos Anjos was winning until he finished him.
No, he wasn't. Trust me. I bet Dos Anjos that fight now.
Yeah.
Fiziev was winning. Look at the scorecards. Look up the live line now. Trust me. He wasn't winning the fight. He did have moments where he started to come on, but ultimately, no, he got knocked out. But he wasn't. He was losing. He was losing the fight.
So the Bobby Green fight is impressive to me. Beating Bobby Green that's an impressive victory to me. It shows a certain level of skill. If he had finished Bobby Green, I'd be like, oh my God, who are you?
He also gassed badly in that fight
too.
Yeah,
but honestly, finishing Renato Moicano doesn't say that much to me. If he had beaten Renato by decision, I would be much more interested. Okay. Dos Anjos is that's the name on here.
Yeah.
That's the big name. So he's got one big name, and we saw 5 rounds of it. But man, let's go ahead and look at Gaethje. He fought Charles Oliveira, champion.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler, champion. Khabib Nurmagomedov, champion. Tony Ferguson, champion.
He won the first round too on 2 out of 3 judges' scorecards against Khabib.
Oh, really? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he did.
Barbosa, perennial top 15. Ooh, he had a round off against James Vick, who I think was ranked number 20 at one point.
Oh, James Vick, yeah.
World champion. Eddie Alvarez, world champion.
Fight of the year. That was a fight of the year, 2017.
Top 15 champion.
Yeah.
And then you go outside the UFC and you see that World Series of Fighting 34, Gaethje's the main event because he was the champion. 29, Gaethje's the main event because he's the champion. 23, Gaethje main event, champion. 19, Gaethje main event, champion. 11, Gaethje main event, champion. Nick Newell and Melvin Gillard are both very good fighters.
Yeah.
Dude, he's been a main event for 9 years.
And he's performed every time in all of them.
For at least
even in defeat. Yeah.
Dude, where is this idea that Fiziev is gonna what is happening here?
I don't know. I don't see it's I guess people are on the impression that Fiziev is going to be the minute winner that easily, but I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I don't think he has a strategist like that. I think he's a damn good fighter, but homie, where's his Trevor Whitman? Where's his Trevor Whitman whispering in his ears, telling him to chop down the tree and stop headhunting?
Right.
I don't think that exists in his. I think Gaethje genuinely uses strategies now, and I don't believe he had a strategy. I believe he had good tactics in the past, but I don't believe he had a great strategy. Now I believe he's approaching each fight with strategy.
Yes.
When people think that Michael Chandler fight was an absolute war, it was a pretty one-sided war. Chandler was at war, and Justin Gaethje was hard sparring. Dude, I got Gaethje heavily.
Wow. All right. So that's two. That's another underdog. We're gonna have a great parlay because this is gonna pay a fortune. I like it. Yeah. As far as a pick, I'll pick Fiziev just for us, just the thing. But I hope Gaethje wins. We're gonna we're gonna be putting Gaethje in the parlay. But that's
even if he doesn't, man. I just like me some Gaethje.
Oh yeah, of course. Justin Gaethje is the man. There's not if you don't like Justin Gaethje, you're just a hater. If you're a fan of the sport,
oh my God, I gotta put together a first team all violence now that I'm Professor Violence.
Holy shit, you do.
I do.
Nice idea. We need jerseys too.
Justin Gaethje is currently my team captain. Roman Dolidze is also on the team.
Yeah, I value in that. I saw that fight. Both of these guys together, they have over a 90% finish rate for or against. So their fights don't end. The total of the fight open. It's a 3-round fight, so the total is 1.5 rounds. But the under 1.5 rounds was plus 160. So the fight was actually favored to go a little deeper. I thought that was. Yeah, you do. All right, I thought no. I was like, no. I was like,
JT doesn't one punch knock people out.
no,
He
he
has
doesn't.
one punch power, but he breaks you and then he knocks you out.
Right. All right.
I don't think this is over in the first round.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I
also
can see
think
that.
Ziev is too good for that.
Yeah, I think both guys.
Really discrediting both guys to think that they're going to go out in the
Mhm.
first round.
Yeah. All right,
All
that
right.
makes sense.
Your main event of the evening, the trilogy, Leon Rocky Edwards versus Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman.
Hmm.
What you got for me, Johnny?
So at the time this fight happened, I was traveling on vacation. And I was in Western India, I think, at the time, and I was in the mountains. And I knew these fights were happening, but I lost track of time or whatever and thing. But when I got back to Wi-Fi and like phone areas, I remember like my phone was just like blowing up with like, "Did you see that?" And I was, so it was definitely the most shocking. I checked like ESPN India, and if you ever go on ESPN India, it's the craziest thing ever compared to ESPN in America, because all they have is like cricket. There's like no other sports exist. Like, so they just show cricket scores and soccer. And if you look on baseball, all your teams are playing two games at a time because of the time difference, like at the same time. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. They don't update it. So the Yankees are playing two games at like the same exact time. Um, but it was it just made, I saw that he knocked him out in the late fifth round. So I figured he was getting Usman was beating him up, and it was just a crazy knockout. And then I saw the replay later, and I was like, yeah, wow. Crazy head kick, miracle, Hail Mary, if you will. He needed to knock him out. And he did it. But that's not to say he didn't set that up and have a lot of information, and preparation into doing that. It wasn't a Hail Mary in that sense. He definitely was looking for that, and he nailed it. But they fought 8 rounds together. 95% of those 8 rounds were won by, well, he lost the first round, but he's been the minute winner. He's been the better fighter, more consistent. It's hard for me to see that he can't keep doing that and without that knockout happening. So yeah, I like Kamaru to get the belt back a lot.
So Leon Edwards has two finishes in the first. I think it's 10. If not, let me bring this up before I lie to you. Before I misspoke.
I don't think he has many finishes in the UFC. I think he's got a string of decision wins.
All right, so Leon Edwards has one finish in the last minute of the last round. This finish right here against Peter Sabata is in the last second of the third round. The last second of the last minute of the fight. Two finishes in the last minute of the last
Right.
round. Right? He also has a knockout in 8 seconds. That's like the 5th fastest knockout in history. Or the 3rd fastest. Okay? So the dude's on point the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He's dangerous the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been thinking about Kamaru Usman.
It's a good point.
Since 2015. Kamaru Usman thought about him for 3 months in 2015 and then forgot about him until like 2021 when there was a chance he was popping back up.
No,
Like,
until round one when Leon was on his back and he's like, "Oh fuck, I got to fight."
I'm saying. Rocky took him down, dude. Look at this number right here. 130, 1.4 takedowns per 15 minutes. Dude, that's like I'm a grappler level.
Yeah, that was the first time Kamaru's been taken down. Yeah.
His stats say he's a grappler.
Yeah.
Statistically, he fights in the clinch and fights on the ground.
Yes.
Look at his control time right here. Let's see. The Nate Diaz. 5 minutes control time against Nate Diaz. Bilal Muhammad, not an option there. Dos Anjos, 7 minutes of control time against God of War, black belt, super elite grappler with good wrestling, Rafael Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
Right? Donald Cerrone, no, almost none against Cerrone. But like, and then let's look at ground strikes. Only 6. Like, this dude's stupid well-rounded. He's good.
Oh yeah, I agree with
He
that.
took down Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman,
Mhm.
going into this fight, had a 100% takedown rate.
Yep.
Now it's 97%.
No, defense.
Defense. My bad.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Right?
Okay.
Like, Kamaru's got 3 takedowns per minute. That's very high.
That's ridiculous.
Dude, Leon also has grappler level takedowns.
He does.
Now, what's different here is Kamaru Usman takes you down and he beats the shit out of you.
Yes.
And that's why he lands 2 strikes more per minute than he takes.
Right? Yes.
But on the feet, statistically, the dude gets hit. Because look at that.
Yeah.
If he was on the ground the whole time, he wouldn't be taking 2 strikes more. He'd be landing 12 strikes more.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he's inactive on the ground. Like, let's see. Jorge Masvidal, he got 2 takedowns. On the ground, he threw 10 strikes in a minute. That's active. That's pretty active. Let's go. Who else did he take down? He took down Jorge Masvidal 5 times.
Take down everybody. Yeah, he'll take down everybody.
This one's actually, he did almost nothing against Jorge. But where else? 12. He took Dos Anjos down 12 times.
Yeah.
Landed 70 strikes on the ground in 18 minutes. Like, the dude's pretty active on the ground.
Yeah, Kamaru is for sure.
Why are his numbers not better? Because he's hittable on the feet. Yeah,
he is. I'll agree with that.
Now that he's working with Trevor Whitman, his takedown or his striking game's gone up. And 57% defense rate, that's pretty good. But man.
Yeah, he's got he doesn't take many big shots. And he's got
He finished him in round 5. Every single round starts on the feet. Kamaru Usman, statistically, not a finisher. Look at that. 10 to 10. Oh, no. Okay. 50-50. 50% of his wins are by finish and 50% of his wins are not. Okay. Knockout Masvidal. Knocked out Gilbert Burns. Knocked out Colby Covington.
Yeah. That was a great fight.
So many decisions in here, man. Like, I don't expect Kamaru to be trying for a finish. The other thing is, Kamaru took some time off and was just thinking about boxing, man. Like, he's been training with a boxing trainer. He stopped training MMA to try and fight a boxer.
Yeah, he wanted to box Canelo.
I was surprised when Rocky won, but looking back, I shouldn't have been. And I shouldn't have been. And I think he can do it again. I think Rocky's going to win this fight.
I don't. I think
this is me being crazy. The other ones are not. The other ones are not me being crazy. This one's me being crazy.
Yeah, maybe. I think. Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't think this one in our parlay.
No,
but I am
definitely not. No, we're not. We don't. It's big enough.
Also, statistically, when there are trilogies, the younger fighter tends to win. Also, statistically, when there are trilogies, the fighter that wins the second fight wins the third fight.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Especially when there is not an extended period of time between those fights. And I don't mean like, oh, they took however long it's been that Rocky's been the champion, 9 months a year. I mean like they had 5 or 6 other fights in between and then came back. That can change stuff. But when you go back to back, almost always the guy that won the second fight wins the third fight. So
that is true.
The law of large numbers tells me that Leon Edwards should win this fight. And then
the LLN
filling. I had this
the law of large numbers.
Do it again. Dude, statistically,
yeah,
you win this fight.
I don't. I mean, I did have a feeling like once. I mean, it's just hard to hold the belt for a long time in the UFC. So I started to get the feeling that, and I think that reflected in the betting lines a little bit that Kamaru, he's just due to lose in a sense. Like even Mayweather when he got older, like his betting lines weren't that ridiculous because he was facing elite competition, and it's just you're expected to regress. Like what percent of athletes just don't regress, don't age or anything? It's probably less than like 2%. Like mostly everyone hits a wall at some point in their career. Even great players, great athletes. I had a feeling like he might lose eventually, and that wasn't a thing. But like that, no, I would never saw that coming. And I don't know. I think Kamaru, he was about minus 400 last time against Leon. I think that's what it should be again. I don't. I mean, everything you said about Leon is right, but why hasn't he been able to do that against Kamaru? Kamaru is like the one guy he's not been able to be himself against, and Kamaru has just kind of owned him, and
But
it's
dude, he
just
was himself. Like,
ow. He lost the first fight in a dominant
in the
way
time,
against Usman, and then he lost. But then he lost every round, and he lost. Okay, he won the first round. You can say he caught Usman off guard, whatever. Usman was won in the next 3 rounds easy, and he needed to knock him out. So
and
everything
he
that
did.
Rocky does against everyone else works, and Rocky's always kicking ass and the guy in charge. But against Kamaru, he's not.
Okay, yeah, he
You
wasn't in
know.
charge. I got you. I feel you.
So yeah. So I don't see that changing because it seems like Kamaru is kind of his kryptonite in that sense. But he's got that crowd behind him too. You think the crowd's going to make a difference?
I've never cared about that, but I
Mm,
also understand that. So from my perspective, that doesn't bother me. But I
no.
also recognize I heard 30,000 people boo Islam Makhachev, and that was interesting. I've never seen
Okay.
it that dramatic. Okay.
Right.
Um, there are some fighters who are thrown off when they go to Brazil and the entire crowd is chanting "U va morrer," which means you
Hmm.
will die. The entire crowd is chanting "You will die" to anyone who's not Brazilian. And then,
Right.
additionally, I've heard that the Seattle Seahawks pump crowd noise into their speakers so that their crowd noise is even louder than other places.
Wow.
So, like, I guess if this many signs say that it's a big deal, then maybe it is. But I just don't. It's not something I bring into consideration.
Okay. All right. You got Leon thing. I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
All right, everybody. Thank you for making it
Thank
this
you.
far. 57 minutes into this podcast. I hope you made it this far.
That's
Hey,
right.
you guys have been liking like John said earlier, if you've been liking the extra work we're putting in, it is
Push the button.
a massive increase in work on our end. So if nobody comes out and tells us that this is awesome, then fuck all y'all. We're going back to doing lives like this and we'll just make it through. Like, if you don't care about the work, we're not going to keep doing the work. If you do, please let us know. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This time
Good.
and every time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.